So look at another one. 3 over x over x plus 2 equals 4 over x squared plus 2x. Now same thing, let's factor my denominator. For this one, we need to take out x. Okay, then you'll find, okay, I have variable denominator, and then this is the same. So domain, my x should not be 0, and x plus 2 should not be 0, so x should not be -2. So remember there's two restrictions, not 0, not -2. And then LCM, it's just x times x plus 2, because we only count them once, right? When this occurred twice. Okay, so let's times this to everything. And it's cancelled. So x cancelled, x plus 2 cancelled, the whole thing cancelled. So I have 3 times x plus 2, and then plus x times x equals 4 times 1, and then let's distribute. So let's subtract 4 from both sides. So we have x squared plus 3x plus 2 equals 0. And let's factor. So x plus 2, x plus 1 equals 0, which means it's -2 or -1. Now let's compare with the restriction. Oops, sorry. See, x cannot be -2, right? So we can't have that. So we can only keep the solution. Now you see why we have to check or have to list restrictions, because maybe your solution will make one denominator be 0, or 1 or 2 or more denominator be 0, and then that's not making sense, because you don't want that happen. If a denominator is 0, the whole thing's undefined. Okay, the last one. It looks very similar, but if you notice these two terms, they are almost the same, right? Except the order. So let's use the trick as we learned in this previously. So I will flip my denominator, but make that be negative. Then my restriction will be this cannot be 0, so t should not be 4, and then t should not be 0. So I have two restrictions, and my LCM just t times t minus 4. Okay, I'll put negative sign here. Just want to make sure, because we only have two different factors, as you can see. So then let's times this to everything. So t times t minus 4, t times t minus 4, and t times t minus 4. Okay, cancel. T minus 4, t cancel, t minus 4 cancel. So we have 2 times t plus t minus 1 times t minus 4 equals negative t times t. So 2t plus t minus 4 equals negative t squared. Now let's combine like terms. So 3t minus 4 equals negative t squared. Let's add t squared on both sides. So one side can be 0. If you have quadratic, you always have to make one side be 0. Okay. So t squared plus 3t minus 4 equals 0, right? So t plus 4, t minus 1 equals 0, and t plus 4 is 0, which means t is negative 4, and t minus 1 is 0, which means t is positive 1. Let's check. T should not be 4. T should not, T should not be 0. Okay, no problem. We can keep both. They are not any one. Okay, so that's the end of 6.4. Just now, let's review the general steps. So whenever you need to solve an equation, your final answer should be the variable by itself, and then the variable is equal to a number. And then if your equation has a fraction, you always want to multiply the fraction or the LCM to every term to clear the fractions. You only multiply that to the top, but you can cancel the top with the bottom. After you clear all the fractions, you just solve the equation. And then make sure if your solution, you have to check your solution to make sure that's in the domain. If it's not in the domain, say if the domain says t cannot be 0, but you find the solution t is 0, then you have to drop that solution. You cannot keep that. So that's just the general steps.